PhD, the podcast where we celebrate extraordinary women in science. I'm your host, Ana Cadete, and joining me for the second episode is Zafira Castaño, a scientist with a passion for social education. Today, we are going to talk about emotional intelligence. Welcome back, Zafira. So, emotional intelligence is defined as the ability to understand and manage your emotions, as well as recognize and influence the emotions of those around you. Although IQ is relevant, emotional intelligence, or EQ, is a must-have skill for leaders. According to an article published by Forbes, empathy is the most important leadership skill, driving significant business results. So the first question for you, why is emotional intelligence and empathy so important for leaders and yet so difficult to achieve?
That is a really good question, Anna. I feel that is critical. So if we think about what are the pillars of the emotional intelligence, we have, for example, self-awareness, we have self-regulation, how we are reacting, we have social skills, and we have, for example, empathy. You mentioned empathy, right? And studies have shown that women have some of those pillars more developed than men. And that is the case, for example, for empathy. And that has been part of the evolution and our responsibilities as a primary caregivers. So in my opinion, we should take advantage of our strengths and apply them on our leadership roles. They will help us to build strong relationships, to manage conflicts, and to inspire teams to achieve their goals.
So it's often said that men are seen as assertive and women are seen as rude when responding in the same way to a similar situation. What advice would you give to other leaders looking to enhance their emotional intelligence and its impact on their leadership effectiveness?
Well, I think that it is important to work on our self-awareness. When we say that women are rude, it's because the reaction that something created on us, right? So by recognizing our own emotions and understanding how they influence our actions on how other people and personalities are influencing our reactions is key for self-regulation at work and also even in our personal life, right? So self-awareness, I think that is going to be important. I run, for example, insights tests in the past to learn about my personality and how I react to other personalities. And it was an eye-opening. We don't want to be classified like rude in our reactions. I think that we can train ourselves to react in different ways to different people or different situations.
Yeah, it's true. And, going to that type of test that we do about our personality, I think that when it comes to be more empathetic or to have more of these emotional skills, it definitely takes effort to the people that are not in that, specific area. I learned when I actually joined my job now that when you do one of these tests, it's very important to have in the team people in all the different colors. You don't want your team to be all empathetic or your team to be all in orange or in the blue, very analytical. You need everyone.
Yeah. And something to add over there, Anna, is that diversity is key in teams because it's how innovation borns, but also how you react to those different personalities and don't take it personal. These people react based on personalities the same to other ones. It's nothing personal, and how we are reacting with certain actions. It's good to know. These tests are really helpful.
I agree with you. So staying calm under pressure and showing empathy are two important characteristics of emotional intelligence. And the lack of critical emotional skills may lead to conflicts at work. Do you remember a situation where your emotional intelligence was instrumental in resolving conflicts or overcoming obstacles in your workplace? Would you be able to share with us?
I had several occasions. I don't want to be very specific with that, but I will say that if you're a manager, you should be like a duck, calm on the surface, but always paddling like a Dickens underneath. If you are calm, the rest of the people will stay calm. And this is what we are discussing about also self controlling yourself under different circumstances. Importantly, try to resolve any conflict with open communication. Use open communication always. Communicate with your peers, with your colleagues, with the people who report to you. Have open that channel. Even in our personal life, right? It's important to have that communication and wait sometimes for the best moment to talk and to have that open communication, because sometimes in the moment we can be like reacting faster. Maybe it's better to leave some time and then think in the bed about what's happened, and then the next day will be another day when everybody's more calm. Another suggestion is never do it in public.
I agree with you. I think those are very important advices and in thoughts. So in your experience as a scientist and a mentor, how do you approach and incorporate constructive criticism or feedback from your peers and colleagues?
Okay, so when I am giving feedback, I like the sandwich approach, which is give a piece of something to improve and sandwich it between two positive ones. And that is the blow of the critic. And then when I receive feedback, I like any style. I feel that constructive feedback is gold. It's our opportunity to learn what we can do better, improve, and grow. So if everybody is, just imagine that if everybody talks good about you, how wonderful you are, well, you will never change. You will never have an opportunity to grow. So I feel that is very important. I take the feedback very seriously and as an opportunity to grow.
I think that's very important. And I learned about the sandwich method when I started working in the US, because I feel like when in Portugal and in Spain, because I also live in Spain, we tend to be much more direct. And it's not that you're doing that thinking about that is going to cause damage to someone. But then when you start coming and work in a different country and in an institution that has people from all over the world, you need to be more cautious about what are you going to say. And considering that criticism is so important, we really need to learn how to tailor that and give that to someone that it's not going to take that personal, and it's actually going to embrace your criticism and be willing to change and improve. And for me, this is still a challenge nowadays within the diversity of cultures that we have working. So, do you envision a future where encouraging constructive criticism becomes a more common practice? Is this the way where we want to, as a leader, you want to see your institutions going forward?
Definitely. I think that is a must. The only thing is also what you were referring, we should frame it. We should be careful how we give feedback. Do it in a constructive way, not just something that comes right to you and you just throw what you are thinking in that moment, something that is thought, something that really has been consistent in that person. It's not only one day, for example, when there is something to improve. Do it properly, but definitely I think that is the future.
And to finish our conversation, I'm curious about that moment when you stop comparing your journey to others. How did you reach that point of self-assurance? And do you feel you have achieved your professional and personal goals right now in your career?
Related to the comparisons, I don't usually compare myself for the work that we do, for example, at Infi, at the nonprofit. I think that it's important to understand what is the competitive landscape and approach competitors if they are doing something that we are not in order to collaborate and grow together. But comparing with others, in my opinion, always leads to a waste of time, waste of energy, loss of focus. So I don't like to compare with others. In terms of fulfillment, if in terms of happiness, I am a person who is in general very happy and who value all the opportunities we receive in life. But I also think that tomorrow I will have a new opportunity to learn and to grow. So I always end my day closing my computer and thinking that tomorrow will be more and better.
I think that's it's very good to end our podcast and our episodes with that sentence. We hope that to all of you that are listening to us have a better enjoy day tomorrow, and you keep listening to us. So if you haven't done so, just subscribe our podcast, comment, and share it with your network. So we encourage more scientists to listen to us and to don't give up on their dreams and to become leaders one day. So, Zafira, thank you so much for being our guest. I knew that you were the best person to talk about emotional intelligence, and this was a wonderful conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you to you, Anna, for organizing this podcast. Maybe we can end together just saying tomorrow more
and better.
And better.
We didn't do it, but we gave it a try. Thank you so much, Zafira.